1, 2, 3. Did you know that the ZX Spectrum home computer was first released in 1982 and is remembered for its rubber keyboard, small compact size and distinctive rainbow motif? It had a starting kit with 16 kilobytes of RAM and a more pricey model with a whopping 48 kilobytes of RAM. You're listening to the Xbox Hub Podcast, the official podcast of TheXboxHub.com. For all the latest Xbox news, reviews, videos, and opinions, make sure you visit TheXboxHub.com. But for now, settle down, get comfy, and open your ears for some podcast delights. Hello, and welcome to the Xbox Hub Official Podcast, episode number 25. My name's Gareth Briney. I'm going to be your host. And on my virtual left is Mr. James Burks. Hello, James.
Wow, how's it going?
Very good. And on my virtual right is Mr. Richard Dobson. How you doing, Richard?
Good, thanks, guys. How are you?
Oh, very good, thanks. Now, before we start, we are in a mad time at the moment, as we all know, and the internet has gone crazy. So there might be some cutouts because we're over the internet in 3 different locations, or there might be some little bit, but bear with it. I mean, if it goes silent, we're not going to put it out. If there's just half an hour of silence, we won't put it out there. So hopefully that won't happen, but there might be some cutouts.
Some people might prefer it that way.
Yeah, exactly. It might be the best ever. It might be the award winner. 25. This is a big moment. It's quarter of a century. I don't know what the official word for it is. 25.
Just a quarter, that'll do.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, James, for
Yeah.
that.
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple. What have you been doing this week, you two, in this quarantined weirdness? Richard?
Done a bit of online gaming. So I've got one group of friends that have been playing through the first division, which almost feels a bit topical in this current climate. And then a couple of friends, we've been playing Remnant from the Ashes, which is like a shooter version of Dark Souls. Is probably the best way to describe it.
I've played the tutorial.
Yeah, we both did, didn't we?
Yeah, and we got to the point that we all said, let's play it together. We never have. But I really enjoyed the is it good?
It's good. It's hard. But what it does is with the save system, it's quite weird. So we're playing it through on one friend's save, but then if I go back to not playing it online with anyone, just playing it on my own, I'm back just after that tutorial bit, but I'm still the level that I was on my friends. So for me, going back and playing it through single player now is a lot easier.
Right. Okay. That's annoying. Is that annoying? It's all right.
I think because there's one bit in the game where there's you have to make a decision, and it goes one or two ways. So basically requires 2 playthroughs to get all the achievements. So in that sense, it's not annoying because I can then just go back on my own save and go the other way, basically.
Okay. And what's it like going back to the division?
I prefer the second one. I do prefer the second one, just the whole health system.
Right.
And how they'd, rather than have these enemies that were bullet sponges but not really give them any different look to how regular enemies were.
Right.
Whereas on the second one, you've got your armor before you then start losing your health, and then anything that's requires a few more bullets it's got all this different armor on that you can shoot off. I do prefer the second one. But New York in winter is a very surreal place. I think that comes across better than, say, DC does.
See, I like DC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. But me and James got the DLC and we went back to it. We loaded it up and said, let's start the new DLC for Division 2. And we both sat there and went, what's going on? Who's this? Where have we got to go?
I think one of us more than the other. Was a bit lost.
Yeah.
I can guess who.
Yeah.
And
no names.
We had half an hour wandering around the little thing, and then and I said, let's do this another time. Let's go
on FIFA, he said.
Yeah.
So I'll beat him on that instead.
Yeah.
Standard.
Thank you. Okay, Division, that's good. What about you, James? What have you been doing?
Trying to find food this week.
Wow.
Because online shopping is the way to go.
Yeah.
If you can't get out. But so many places are full up with delivery slots, and it's hard work trying to find one. But I did eventually get through at Iceland.
Oh.
But you see, the problem is when you get on any of these, the tinned food's generally gone. Stuff like flour's gone. Pasta, all the usual stuff.
Yeah.
Anything healthy's gone as well, really.
Yeah.
So I was left with ice cream, mini flakes, some crisps, and Greg's stuff. Anything that Greg's did was loads of that.
It's your normal diet, though, isn't it?
Well, I don't know about that.
Did you get tomato ketchup and bread, though?
Oh, don't, Richard. I ordered tomato ketchup, and it says, sorry, it's unavailable now.
Oh.
So I've got no ketchup.
Wow.
And no bread.
Wow.
Like that. But, yeah, so I've got all these little flakes and ice creams and unhealthy snacks. I've got my Korean snacks from Soulbox, so I'll be alright with them.
They're still coming.
Yeah. I had a banana chocolate pie yesterday. That was nice. A tea. With a bit of custard.
Are you getting food, Richard?
Yeah. There's quite a few supermarkets near us.
All right.
So if one's not open, we'll just mosey on to the next one for the time being.
Right.
But there's obviously shelves are more empty. So if there's something missing, we'll be like, well, we'll have to miss it for that time. But we've been lucky that we've not really struggled for stuff just yet.
It's hard here because there's everything in London because everything's gone. But it's got better now. But I think I said this last week. It's like playing a sort of Ark survival game. You go out and you just grab what you can. You think, I'll use that. You know when you go into a game and you just start grabbing everything at the beginning?
Yeah.
It's a bit like that. Like I went out and just grabbed some radishes, a can of sweet corn, and some hummus. Just because that's the only thing I could get. Like, what am I going to do with this? Yeah. It is.
So when we came back off holiday on, was it the 17th of March? We'd just been in lockdown in Fuerteventura, one of the Canary Islands, for a couple of days. So we came back and we were fearing the worst. So I did a big shop around our local Asda, and I ended up buying 20 sausages just because they were the only things left on the shelf. And a pepperoni pizza, and I don't even like pepperoni on a pizza. It's just, but you almost had to be in that mentality,
yeah,
because everyone else was.
It's when we start crafting stuff soon. That's when we know we're in the game world.
And eating pencils.
Yeah. Good. Well, I've been playing games. This is because I've sort of missed going out. I go out with the dog once a day. And but I miss kind of going to town. This was the thing. I kind of always like shopping, and so it's really interesting about that with games at the moment because I've been playing games. So anything kind of really fantasy based, I'm sort of struggling with, and but if I'm playing a game that has like Yakuza, I'm still playing, still going through, and
good to hear.
But going through the city's great.
Yeah,
you have this kind of real life city. And it looks people when you're going around looking at shops. Something like Death Stranding, even if it's got that kind of fantasy level, but it's got these beautiful kind of landscapes. I'm just quite happy walking through, just to be outside. And I was thinking about this, thinking about what games are our favourite kind of like places to kind of experience the outside world in. GTA, of course. Have you got any ones you like that you would go to just for the landscape? I'm putting you on the spot here because I haven't prepared you for this. Just thought about it.
Sleeping Dogs, I think, for me.
Yes.
Because, again, the town's the city, it's quite vibrant, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. There's little food stalls.
Yeah. And it is just nice, those games, just to kind of just be in there for a bit and just wander around, isn't it?
I imagine that's what a lot of people are doing with Animal Crossing.
Yes.
I've not played it, but I'm very tempted.
We might hear a bit about that later on.
Hopefully.
Maybe, Richard. Yeah.
Maybe we will.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
What about you, Richard? Any kind of favourite places you like to spend some time in?
You two both said them. Yakuza and Sleeping Dogs, definitely, because being where we are in the West, those places are hundreds and thousands of miles away, and something that perhaps we'll never get to experience. So to just wander through them for an hour or so and get a taste of that lifestyle.
Yeah,
definitely. But I also like. I think one thing I used to do was the beginning to BioShock Infinite.
Oh, yeah.
So the first hour before everything goes to pot, basically, and you pick up a gun and then have to start using it when you're wandering through that
it's great, isn't it?
fairground and that. And obviously you can sort of sense that something's not quite right about it. But I just think that as a place to explore is absolutely brilliant.
It is a shame when you have to start to shoot people and everyone wants to kill you, isn't it? Because you're just like, this is great. There's a moment in that BioShock Infinite when you walk past and there's a barbershop quartet going past on a balloon. That's such a brilliant moment. It's interesting. It's interesting. I mean, I was thinking about it today, thinking, Microsoft's flight simulator that's meant to be coming out this year, the new one. I thought if that came out now, it would just be like everyone would just be on that, just flying around.
Great escape, wouldn't it?
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay.
We need it now.
We need it now. Anything else before we go on to questions?
Did you see the Train to Busan sequel trailer?
I did see it,
yesterday. What do you think?
It's good,
but
I'm not seeing Train to Busan. Sorry. I haven't got the same investment in it that you have.
No. But I think the scope for it's going to be huge.
Yeah.
So now it's out in the world rather than inside the train.
What is Train to Busan? What is that? Give us a little picture.
Right. Well, basically, it's the best zombie film you'll ever see.
Okay.
That's a fact. And basically, there's a zombie outbreak during someone's train ride to Busan. And it's about, deep down, it's about how people deal with these situations and how a lot of people are very much out for themselves when the going gets tough. And it's interesting to see how people do react. It seems quite realistic when you watch it.
Right.
And quite suitable to current climates, because I know it's not zombies. People are quite selfish, aren't they, at times?
Yeah.
And you can see a lot of parallels between that and what's going on now. But it's got a mixture of horror, drama, and a little bit of comedy in it. I'd definitely give it a watch.
Okay. You seen it, Richard?
I haven't recorded on our Virgin box, but I got confused because I recently watched Snowpiercer. Which is also a Korean film set on a train.
Better than that, but I quite enjoy Snowpiercer.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it, and they're doing a TV spin-off from it as well in the next couple of months. So I'm looking forward to that as well. But no, I've not seen Train to Busan yet.
I'd recommend it.
Okay.
Definitely.
Good. Right, good. There's a great clip, if you ever don't see it. You watch people, there's some toilet rolls being delivered to a supermarket, and it's a real life clip, and all these people are trying to grab all the toilet rolls, and someone's just put the soundtrack of Zombies underneath it. It's absolutely brilliant. Zombies and toilet rolls. Yeah, it's really good. Okay, questions. Let's do some questions. Every week we do questions to our guests to try to unravel their minds. So I've got 3 questions to ask you lot. Are you ready for this? You don't know what they never know what they are. They want to try to get out of me, but
very apprehensive here.
Yeah, it's all right. Question 1: do you believe in other dimensions and parallel universes, Richard?
Yes.
That's all you can answer, that, isn't it? What makes
only because
which one? Dimensions or parallel universes?
I think there is a parallel universe because. My only thinking of this is I wouldn't have a clue of how to prove it or what even it would be necessarily, but I just think space is that vast, and in our lifetime no one's going to be able to explore it to the extent where we'll know for definite. But there's got to be something else, hasn't there?
Yeah, no, I'm with you. So it's got to be something. But do you think there is space just infinite, and is there other civilizations out there? Or are you talking about different dimensions? So the idea of a dimension is like me and you are chatting now, but actually it might be in the other dimension you're hosting this podcast and I'm doing the technical side in a studio in LA. That's the idea of a parallel universe, isn't
it? Yeah.
What about you, James?
I'm going to say no.
Oh, good.
But I would like to think there's a parallel universe. I like to know there's different versions of me and you and Richard, and one of them's probably really good at science, or one's good at gaming. In your case, Lassie.
Very good.
But
Very good.
honestly, I just don't believe it.
No.
We'd know right now.
I mean, for writers and TV people and comic book writers, it's a brilliant mechanism.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
And it also, there was it came from science first of all as a theoretical idea, didn't it? So this possibility that there can be parallel universes.
Well, look at, you can think of anything major like Rick and Morty. They do a lot of parallel universes and multi-dimensions. Even DC.
Well, DC do it. And Marvel are going to do it as well.
And it's a way to change characters slightly without getting into trouble. Exactly. You can go, all right, this is from a different universe. Yeah. That's why he's not wearing that costume.
There's a great one with Batman, isn't it? When they do the different universe when the kid, Bruce Wayne, gets killed from the gun and Batman becomes the dad.
Yes.
And the mum becomes the Joker.
Yeah.
In that reality, which is I can't remember what that one's called.
It gives you a bit more to work with, doesn't it, when they can make...
Yeah. Well, you can just wipe the slate clean and start again, which is the easy way.
A flashpoint.
Yeah.
And then do it all in a week. It was a TV show.
Yeah, exactly. It was all a dream. It was all a different universe. Right. Yeah. Good. Question 1. Thank you.
Yeah.
Number 2. What scene in a movie has made you cry the most? Or evoked a feeling of like every time you watch it. Is there a scene? James, you got anything that's
you have to come back to me while I think.
Richard?
Yes, there definitely is, and I think I've only ever cried at 3 films.
Okay.
E.T. when I was a child.
Definitely, yeah.
The Notebook.
Oh.
And Forrest Gump.
Which bit in Forrest Gump?
Spoilers for a 25-year-old film incoming, but when Jenny dies.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I've not been able to watch it since I last did about 15 years ago because I just know it's going to turn me into a nervous wreck.
Blubbering mess.
Yeah.
And E.T. is when he's dying, isn't he? And he comes back to life. And Elliot that's a bit where everyone goes, isn't it?
It wasn't that bit for me.
No.
It was the bit when the ship comes back for him and Elliot's like, "Oh, I've got to let you go," and I'm like, "I'd have loved a friend like E.T." It just got me.
I love that. Oh, that's made me sad now, Richard. Yeah.
Sorry.
And what was the other one?
The Notebook.
I've only seen The Notebook once. I can't remember much about it, but it's quite a emotional.
It's a tearjerker at the best of times, is that one? But it's just the whole twist in that film, and then the ending.
Yeah,
I think that was a bit more recent, so I won't spoil that one just yet. I'll give that one another couple of years.
Yeah, I've not seen that yet. Yeah. It's on my list.
What about you, James? Any ideas?
I think probably the only one that ever came close was probably Lion King.
That's a good
when I was younger.
Yeah.
With the bisons, and Simba's dad got dropped into the stampede.
That is a good moment, isn't it?
I'm not one for emotion, so it didn't quite get me going.
Good.
It's a red mark in your final there, James.
Yeah. No emotions.
Sociopath. Right. I would go. I think Bambi is a classic one. When I was a kid, I remember seeing that, and spoiler again, and the mum getting shot at the beginning by the hunter. Disney's very good at making people cry. They're really good at it. There's lots of Disney films I think who can do that. There's another film for me called Field of Dreams, and it's a sort of 90s film with Kevin Costner. Yeah, and it's a really great film about kind of like this guy has a field, and then he gets this urge to make it into a baseball pitch. It almost has kind of a ghost supernatural feel, but it's much more clever than that. and he is a bit at the end when he sort of like plays baseball with the ghost of his dad, and that always made me feel a bit tearful. Psychologists could read anything into that, but we won't go there. Question number 3. Did you have an imaginary friend as a child, and what was their name?
No,
not one. You didn't have one, James, at all.
no. Not interested in making up stuff.
Right. Okay. There you go. No imaginary friends.
I like my own company.
Okay. Fair enough. What about you, Richard?
Not an imaginary friend per se, but I used to pretend that this was the days before EdTV and the Truman Show.
Right.
But I used to pretend that my life was being recorded at all times.
Okay.
And
Different.
I used to have this little yellow box with like these flashcards on. And I can't remember whether they were facts to remember or questions about the world, but I used to hold them, like someone presenting a quiz show would.
Yeah.
I used to just hold them and be like, right, sort of play to the camera all the time with these little flashcards.
Well, hold on. So the flashcards on them used to say things like what? Like in a TV studio, they might say applause or like cue cards.
No, they were smaller. So if you're watching, I'm trying to think, Take Your Pick.
Yeah.
With Des O'Connor.
Right.
It's the most recent example I can think of. He always used to have like a stack of these cards in his hand that had all the questions on. And
I see, like little cue cards of like little pump cards. Ah, okay. So you used to have
walk
them.
around with them all the time around the house.
What? If someone asked you a question, like your mum or something, did you refer to the cards?
But no, because I was quite secretive about it as well.
Wow, I love that.
So I was like, whilst my life was being filmed, I didn't want anyone in the family to know.
Wow.
Is it still being filmed now?
No one was interested. No one was interested in 6-year-old
cancelled.
running about the house.
Oh, wow.
Bring it back.
Bring it back. I like it.
Great.
Do it now. Yeah.
I could do it now because there was that whole live casting craze for a few years, and I was like, that could have been me.
You're way beyond anyone else. It's great.
Ahead of your time.
Good. That's good. Right, let's move on to Would You Rathers. Really quick ones. James, these are yours. Would you rather eat a plate of dry spaghetti or 2 cups of uncooked rice? You got to do one.
Dry spaghetti.
Oh, really?
I've done that anyway.
Have you?
Yeah, I've done that before.
I know food's bad up there and you can't get anything.
No, this is easy though. This is when food was good. Food everywhere. Don't know why now.
Wow. I don't know
Must be
why.
a dare.
Okay, next one. Would you rather know the uncomfortable truth of the world or believe a comforting lie? This is like the Matrix.
Truth.
The truth.
Always the truth.
You want the Matrix. You want to take the pill.
Yeah, I want to know exactly what's going on.
Right, okay, fine. Would you rather be held in high regard by your parents or your friends?
Friends.
What? I'm not going to ask why. That's good. Good. Right, Richard, these are yours. Really quick ones. Would you rather spend the rest of your life with a sailboat as your home or an RV as your home? Like a motorised home.
Oh, sailboat.
Wow. Good choice. Good choice. Would you rather be an average person in the present or a king of a large country 2,500 years ago?
The king.
So you're back in the past. You're back in BC.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right. No internet. No gaming.
No Yakuza.
No.
But at least I'd be remembered.
Okay. All right, good. Okay. Would you rather 5% of the population had telepathy or 5% of the population had telekinesis, but you are not part of that 5%?
Telekinesis.
Ooh.
I'm very judgmental in my own head.
But that means 5% of the population are like throwing stuff around.
Yeah.
Their minds.
Yeah, I'd take that over 5% of the population being able to read my mind.
But they might be throwing objects at you. Be like chaos.
I mean, they'd probably get arrested, couldn't they, then, though?
Yeah, it's there's going to be laws against people throwing objects with the mind, surely.
Yeah, hopefully they'd just be working in warehouses,
All right,
moving stuff around.
What's 5% of 6 billion people? 8 billion people?
It's
a lot.
It's enough to be worried about if they've got the opportunity to read your mind.
It's another
300 million?
Yeah, there you go. 300 million Oh, wow. Okay, good. That's it.
You come to our own country.
Yeah.
Put a dome over the top.
Yeah.
Telepathy top, yeah.
Maybe kill each other. They kill each other. Right. Let's move on because we've got to go with time. We've got loads to get through. What games have you been playing this week? Let's have James. What have you been playing?
Well, you know me. I play a lot of the same games.
We do.
But I have played one different. And that's One Piece Pirate Warriors 4. I presume you both played it.
No.
Have you played Dynasty Warriors?
Oh my god! Yes, I have. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Imagine Dynasty Warriors, but with anime characters from One Piece. That is basically the game in a nutshell. So you go around killing loads of minions, hundreds and hundreds, and then you have like a boss you've got to kill.
Wow.
And that is the game, mission after mission. But it's fun though. I mean, I don't know about you, but I quite enjoy killing lots of people at once.
Richard, have you played this game?
Not that one. I have played a Dynasty Warriors game though previously, so I know the basic gist of it by the sounds of it.
It's a grind, isn't it? It's a big grind. The Dynasty Warrior games.
I think less so in this one though.
Okay.
Because you've got people that can the main character, Monkey D. Luffy.
Sorry?
As he's called.
What's he called?
He's called Monkey D. Luffy.
Okay.
We'll call him Luffy for short.
Yeah.
He's similar to Mr. Fantastic in the comics. So he can stretch his arms out, make himself big. So he can just swing his arms around and wipe loads of people out at once. And then there's a reindeer that talks. He's quite fun to play as.
I can't. Every game you play, I can't imagine what it's like. It's like a weird Disney mashup with horror.
Yeah, I mean that is a good way to describe
it. So it's Dynasty Warriors with Mr. Fantastic and a reindeer, talking reindeer.
To simplify it, yes.
Yes, okay.
But if you like One Piece, you should give it a go.
Is it popular, One Piece?
Oh, massively.
Okay.
I think there's 932 episodes of anime.
Oh, wow.
At the moment. It's been going for years.
Wow.
And the story this covers it covers 5 major story arcs from the anime and manga.
Right.
And it gets right up to date, which is quite useful.
Okay. Good.
Yeah. So now into more normal games.
Yeah.
Over to Richard.
Richard, what have you been playing?
So I had a review come out yesterday for a game called Freedom Finger.
Tell us about Freedom Finger.
It is a space shoot 'em up, where you're flying a spaceship that is shaped like a hand flipping the bird, and your bullets come out of the tip of your middle finger, basically. So
it is quite a sort of a parody game straight away. Yeah, okay.
It's very puerile humour. So you're sent on a mission first off to save Major Cigar's daughter from a lunar base on Mars that's owned by the Chinese.
Wow.
But then the Russians get involved as well. So it's everything you want from a space game. And
is it like a kind of like I'm going to say Space Invaders type shoot 'em up like that, or is it 3D?
It's a side scrolling one,
right?
But rather than have like all the neon visuals that I associate with a space shooter, just that causing epilepsy up and down the country.
Yeah.
It's quite a hand drawn look to it. and it's really good. I think the artwork on it is very good. Each level is then accompanied by a piece of licensed music, and everything sort of matches up with the beat of the music.
Oh, okay. What did you give it?
I gave it a 3.5 out of 5.
Wow.
Just because I enjoyed it, and I thought the soundtrack was very good, but it's a very niche game. And some people would play it and be like, it's not for me after the first level.
Is it cheap?
cheap?
Oh, sorry. Well done.
I think it's £15, which was also another thing about it, because it wasn't overly long. Like, I finished the main story in about 4 hours. There is a lot more to it. So you throughout the main story, as you're talking to this major cigar, you can agree or disagree with him on things, and then that means you either skip certain levels or do them in a different way, in a different format.
Okay.
So there's repeat playthroughs at least.
Freedom Finger. Good. I'm going to look out for that.
Sounds a bit weird to me.
Yeah.
I sit with One Piece.
Much more sensible.
Yeah.
I played a game, I reviewed a game, and it's out on the 31st, so it was on Tuesday, and it's called The Complex, and it's by Wales Interactive, who are now sort of famous. Well, they're associated with full motion video games. And they've done games like The Bunker, I can't remember anymore. Makeshift. What else?
Makeshift.
Makeshift.
Shapeshifting Detective.
Shapeshifting, yeah. And
Dr. Decker.
Dr. Decker. And The Complex, this one is this film, basically, of scientists who've developed this nanotechnology that goes into the blood and can cure diseases. And they go to this place called The Complex because there's a biological terror attack in London, and someone starts to die and they're infected, so they get put into this kind of vacuumous place called The Complex, a big science laboratory, and they get put in there with these two scientists. You play one of the scientists, the lead lady, and you're basically then trying to save her and then work out what's happened and what's gone wrong. But there's a big conspiracy, like, involves big pharma and technology and who's done this, and there's a terrorist attack. People are trying to get into the complex at the same time. And that's the kind of the film. And of course, there's all these things. You have multiple endings, so you just basically have a choice. It will give you: do you do this or do you do that? Do you, near the beginning, you have a choice to save one person or save the other.
I mean, not wish you had much influence when you do that.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably 8 different outcomes of how the story goes, and you do make a difference. But I think the problem I've got with it, rather when I played Dr. Decker, it's from your point of view. So I think these full motion video games, when they're from your point of view, I find them a bit more engaging. So you feel like you're part of it. When you're sort of on the outside and you're just watching a film,
I know what you mean.
and there isn't really, you're not moving anyone around, so it's not like Man and Medan or something like that, or those games when you're making a decision, but actually you're doing stuff, you're solving puzzles, you're controlling characters. You're just watching from the outside and going, do you go left or do you go right? That's what you're basically doing. So even though all the production values are great, the performances are great, you do feel like you don't feel that involved in it. But at the same time, it's cheap. It's under a tenner. And it's quite good to play it with someone at home. Because you can actually pause it at that point when you make a choice and say, what do you want to do? And you can vote. So it has that kind of party feel to it as well.
Yeah.
Which these games, I think developers have found that's how people like to play it in a group, in a family. So that's it's good. It's good. It's fine. Actually, I gave it I don't know what I gave it. Maybe a 3 or 3.5. I think that's probably fine, but it's not as good as some of the other ones. I think whereas Interactive has some really excellent ones and it has some average ones, and this is somewhere between the two.
Is it on par with Makeshift?
I think it's a bit... Well, Late Shift was quite an ambitious thing about it. You went everywhere with Late Shift, but...
True.
Yeah, I think it probably is a little bit, on par with Late Shift. I enjoyed Late Shift more than you did.
Yeah. I mean, I think I expected more
Yeah.
from the hype building up to it, because it's quite an exciting idea when they announced it.
Yeah.
I probably just got caught up in the hype.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll probably give Complex a go.
I mean, they're really great. I mean, their production values are great, but they're always good to have these things.
Yeah.
I think
It's a bit different.
Yeah, I had a friend performing in it. I didn't know, so I had to make a choice. There was an actor in there I know very well, and they were in it, and I had to make a choice whether to kill them or survive. It was very weird. I'm not going to tell.
I'm going to put it in your file.
Yeah. Anything else? Any other games?
I've been playing Animal Crossing, as we mentioned.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was when it first got announced. It was always going to be one game that I was picking up day one.
Right.
Having been a big fan of the series, but I think with it coming out at the time that it did, it's just done so much better than it could have anticipated.
It's everywhere, isn't it? People talk about it.
Yeah, at the moment with social media, because I think this one's the first one in 8 years.
Wow.
And it's just there's been a couple of interesting articles about it and how people are playing it, and with social media being so big now, just how it's changed the game basically. So in this one there is a lot of crafting and decorating, decorating was always a big thing in the game, but with social media now you have this opportunity to properly show it off, whereas there's little old me that's got a one roomed house at the moment. You can improve your house as you go along, who's still accepting donations for furniture sort of thing. And then there's people, one guy created the beginning to Legend of Zelda in his Animal Crossing, because you can terraform the world now for the first time.
Right.
So this he's basically put his house at the back of the map and made the rest of the map a walkway, a driveway leading up to his house and stuff like that.
Okay. So it's just like a little town. You set up your own. You buy stuff and.
Yeah, it's this one. It's a desert island, and you move to it, and you get a tent for the first night, and then you buy things. You dig up. One of the big things you do is there's a museum that moves onto the island, and you have to fill it with all the displays. So there's fossils, bugs, and fish, all to find in the world. And with it being real time, some animals only appear at certain times of the year.
Okay. Yeah.
But then there's a whole thing as well of just basically getting the town as populated as possible. So it's almost. I wouldn't say it's like Viva Pinata was, where you would have to fulfill certain criteria for the pinatas to move on to your land. But as it progresses, more and more people will turn up to your desert island and want to be a part of what's going on there.
And so could if I had a Switch, I haven't got a Switch, but if I had a Switch and I had the game, could I visit your island?
Yes, yeah, that's another big thing now. I've not visited anyone's island, but I think you can leave it open as well for people to come and visit at any point.
Okay.
So I've seen a lot of trading threads going on for every Sunday. Someone comes to your island selling turnips, and then you buy them at a set price. And then throughout the rest of the week, the main shop on the island will offer a different price for these turnips.
Wow.
So depending on how much your island's buying back these turnips, it's just been a big trading thread for people visiting islands with better prices for turnips.
Wow. But I couldn't come to your place and burn it down. Not that I would. But I couldn't do that.
And that was my first thought.
No.
No. Okay.
No. I don't think you can. I'm pretty sure you'd be able to.
Minecraft, couldn't you, at one point? You know, when you could visit each other's worlds, you could destroy the buildings, couldn't you? I did.
James, will you be getting this on Switch? Because you've got a Switch.
I have. I don't play it often enough. to get any more games. But I'm tempted.
I'm tempted. It seems really nice what people are doing with it. I really like the idea of it. I like the idea of it's real time. So certain people said they have to sort of wait a day or something before they can get something. So they just switch it off and wait. Is that right?
Yeah. So at the moment now, there's the first in-game event happening called Bunny Day, with it being Easter next week, I think. So there's a bunny arrived on the island, and he's given you a lot of different crafting recipes, but you need to find these eggs hidden around the world to be able to craft them. But it will get to a stage where not necessarily so much for that, but if you're crafting other things, if you need a lot of wood, you can chop every tree on your island, and it'll give up to 3 resources per day. And if that's still not enough, then you're like, right, there's nothing more I can do.
Oh, okay.
For that day.
Yeah, that's good as well.
I think it's quite good.
Yeah,
I don't know what to do. I'm impatient.
It's not for you, James. We've established that. When you said you couldn't burn down the village, you knew it wasn't for you.
I know.
Yeah. Right, we've got to move on because we've got lots to do. We've got news and we've got a quiz coming up. So, news. Can I start with the first bit? I think we should, because this happened yesterday. So, The Last of Us Part 2 has been delayed from yesterday and on for Sony and the VR Iron Man game as well, indefinitely.
Yeah.
And the interesting bit about this, it's not a delay that the game isn't ready. Both those games aren't ready. It's because it would have been by now. It would have been gone to disc. It's about the corona, where we are now globally, and about when the game's meant to come out, there won't be any shops open still, probably. And it was quite interesting for me because I thought, oh, that's interesting, because at the moment you're thinking about downloading games. It's the only way we can get games at the moment, isn't it? We can't. Maybe we can get them from Tesco's or something, but they're not being made for shops. So those companies are probably looking at it and going, even if we release digitally on May the 25th, we're not maybe going to make as much money as we would. We're still reliant on selling discs, aren't we? This is what I was thinking is probably one of the decisions behind it.
And people are prioritising the money elsewhere, aren't they?
Yeah.
In these times.
Yeah, that's another
thing. That's another part of the market that we're going to be able to capitalise on. People going to shop and impulse buying it.
It'd be very interesting to see, because Resident Evil 3 is out now today, or we're going to record it on Friday. It'd be interesting to see how that does on not having the kind of shop sales, but only the digital downloads.
Yeah, I mean, it says to me that when we thought that maybe the consoles would get delayed as well, I think this further adds to the argument that if this isn't overseen, the consoles are definitely getting put back to next year.
Yeah.
Because they can't put them in the shops.
No. And you're still relying on that kind of shopping market, that kind of buying something physical, aren't you, as well, rather than kind of ordering something. What do you think, Richard? Do you think am I making this up? Do you think?
No, I agree. And you said Resident Evil 3 is out today, and Final Fantasy VII Remake's out next Friday, although the Square Enix have already come out and said if you've got it and you're able to ship it out now so that people aren't missing out.
Yeah.
I think that could be the last AAA release that we're going to see for a period of time. I can't think of anything else really that's coming up other than Last of Us 2 that then got delayed indefinitely.
Yeah.
And it is going to be, as you've mentioned before on the podcast, this is the time that the indies have got now to help capitalise on it. If they're only available to release it digitally, then there's going to be more people out there sort of trawling those markets, trying to find a hidden gem.
Yeah. But I think it will be a bit of a, especially for the summer, it's going to be a bit, especially in the AAAs, it's going to be a bit of a quiet time, isn't it?
It usually is, yeah.
Yeah. And then maybe when it all comes back, if it comes back in September, which everyone's thinking about, things opening again, maybe.
Some people think it's next week.
Yeah, some people think it's Easter weekend.
Yeah. Party time.
Yeah. Good, yeah, so that's interesting. Another game gone. Got to keep playing Animal Crossing and Death Stranding. It's going to take me forever.
Piece.
Yeah.
Could be worse.
Could be worse, yeah. Richard, you got something that's caught your eye.
Yeah, just a couple of things. One's really quick. I think it was last time I was on the podcast, we were on about HQ trivia and how it had mysteriously just disappeared from people's phones. But interesting, this week it's come back.
It's back.
There was a tweet put out some earlier this week. I can't remember what day. Sort of say we're back live tonight. I think their schedule's still up in the air at the moment with when they're going to be actually streaming. But they've received some private investment, and those people that should have got paid out before will now be getting the money that they're owed as well. I think that goes for the staff and the winners of the quiz as well. And
just do a quick summary what it is again, Richard.
HQ is a trivia app that you log into. I think it's about 9. It used to be about 9 o'clock every night in the UK with a real quiz host. There would be 10 or 12 questions that you'd need to answer, or you need to get them all right. And then if you won, you got a share of the prize pot, which I think the standard amount was about 350 quid per night. But there used to be, at one point, there were millions. If it was synchronized around the world, there were millions of people all tuning into this app at the same time. Yeah. And for a few months anyway, it was a big thing. Obviously, its popularity dropped off, but there were still people logging in every night to do these quizzes.
But now it's time to shine, really, in this lockdown, isn't it?
Yeah. I think, I'm not sure if this was always planned to come back this week at a time when people needed that social aspects. But if it manages to get a decent schedule down, I think it could do really well again.
Yeah. Good. Look out for that. Making a fortune. Yeah. What else you got?
Also kind of similar was about this house party app that everyone's been using whilst we've been in lockdown. Because I didn't know at the time. It was only this week that I'd first heard about this app. But it's also created by Epic Games, who did Fortnite, obviously, in the original Gears of War trilogy. Yeah. But I've still not used it. But there was this thing going around, and I think at a time when everyone's senses are heightened, so to speak.
Yeah.
This thing came around saying that anyone that had the house party app needed to delete it now, because people were using that as a backdoor to hack in and then gather credit card details from the likes of Spotify and other apps like that. But Epic Games then came out and said, this is completely fabricated, and they're offering a $1 million bounty for anyone that's got information on it.
Wow.
It seemed a bit extreme when I saw that.
Wow. And what is and House Party? What is House Party app? What is it? What do you do?
Is it? So you all sign into this app.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what you can do with it. It was this bounty that they put on it that caught my eye more than anything.
I think it's just like a sociable. It's like a Zoom thing, isn't it? Like people having dinner parties together, isn't it?
But can you do stuff in the app as well, like play games and stuff as well?
I think so. If anyone out there has been using the House Party app, just let us know what kind of games you've been playing. Keep it clean. Okay, good. Anything that's caught your eye, James?
I've only got a quick one this week, and that's Gates of Gold.
Oh.
And was it the 1st of April?
Yeah.
Project Cars 2.
Yep.
That's one. Which is a great race game. You love your cars.
It looks great.
Give that a go. Yeah. And then I think the 360 game was Fable Anniversary.
Oh yeah, and that's okay.
I suppose at least it was at the latter end of the 360 days.
Yeah.
The anniversary range, so that's not too bad. But then on the 16th of April, we've got Knights of Pen and Paper,
Right.
1 and 2,
Oh.
which I believe Richard has played.
Yeah, I reviewed both of those.
Is it worth playing them?
I'd do the second one over the first one.
Right.
Okay.
But they're a lot longer than they originally appear as well. They're quite. I think they're about 15, 20 hours each, and I was only expecting 4 to 6 hours really. But yeah, they do go on quite longer. Yeah, it definitely is.
And
Yeah.
There's one more. Toybox Turbos on the 360, but I believe that's been replaced
Okay.
by Blinks, the old original Xbox game.
Good.
I don't know why, but the message people this morning saying it was Blinks. That was coming.
Anyone still playing these 360 games?
I don't know.
Oh, God.
I played Fable Anniversary,
Right.
but I remember it coming out after the Xbox One had come out, which I found a bit strange, considering it was a first party title.
Okay.
Other than that, I'd rarely played a 360 game.
It's quite a disappointing setup, I think, this one. Overall.
Well, Budget of Cars 2's not bad, is it?
Yeah, but considering what's going on, you think they're just going all in and gone,
Yeah.
you know what? Here's Control or something.
Yeah.
Really surprised us.
PlayStation have done, on their one for the month, the Uncharted 4, which is a big one, and Dirt 2. I might do I've said this last week, I think I might do it. I might do all the Uncharted again. That's what I feel like doing. I'm going to do it all the way through. Yeah.
Good.
Which is your favourite one?
I like them all. I like number 2. Yeah, I really like number 4. I thought 4 was great. I like the little sub one. I do love them. That's why I can't remember number. I mean, feels like a different game altogether, but I still enjoyed that when it came out. So I think I'll go back. Right, we're going to move on because we got to crack on. I'm going to miss out Phil Spencer. We can talk about that next week. Let's go for quiz time. What do you think? Are you ready, Richard?
I am ready.
Good.
Are
So
you ready?
what's the scores at the moment between me and Kid?
So who won the last one? Because I thought that was the decider. Was it James? Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2-1.
2-1. Okay, good. Right.
So this one's completely different from those because Neil sent through that weird holidays list this week, and I've read through it, and it's just been like a treasure trove of pointless information. So
it's it's days, isn't it? It's days of counting the week. Yeah. Okay.
So, for example, today is Film Score Day, National Tweed Day, and National Chocolate Mousse Day.
Wow.
I'm not sure how true all these are, but so the one.
I don't do a chocolate mousse quiz.
I'm sorry. So with this, because we were supposed to be recording this yesterday, but my computer wouldn't let that happen. Yesterday was International Children's Book Day, and I did check that one out, and that one is real.
Okay.
Yes.
Because it's on the same day as Hans Christian Andersen's birthday.
Certainly is.
Right.
But this is different from World Book Day. So this is just Children's Book Day. So I've done a quiz based on that.
Great.
I have 10 questions, but each answer is I'm going to. So do you remember when Gareth did the quotes from games and he had 5 quotes and he had to guess? Yeah. It's that format.
Okay.
So I've done characters from classic children's books.
Great.
And if you get it on the first character, then you get 5 points all the way down to 1.
Great.
One will do.
So I've got it open now, but I'm just going to keep track of who gets what.
Good. Excited.
Okay, so the first one, so I'll say the name, and then if you jump in, and then if you get it right, I'll give you 5 points, and then 4, and then 3, and so on.
Yeah.
Okay, so question 1 is, the first clue is Rita Skeeter. Gareth.
Harry Potter.
Well done.
Ooh! was
Wow.
Rita Skeeter with the journalist, wasn't it? Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the names I had were Seamus Finnegan, Gilderoy Lockhart, Dudley Dursley, and Ron Weasley.
I would go with Seamus.
So they go down. In my eyes, they go down in difficulty.
Yeah.
So question 2 then. So the first 2 for this are well, the first clue for question 2 is Peter and Susan.
Oh. I know. I'm going to say I can't. You got it, James?
No. Next clue.
Do you want to guess, Gareth?
No, I can't do it.
Okay. The second one is Edmund and Lucy.
Oh.
We'll go Gareth. Just got in there first.
I can't remember the bloody name. Enid Blyton's Five Go Wild. No, the Fabulous Five.
No, sorry.
Is it Famous Five?
No.
Oh.
Hang on. What are you going for?
Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Yeah, well done.
Oh.
So that's 4 points for that one.
9 points. This is good. I like it.
Question 3. And some of them are obviously like with Harry Potter, the book series as well.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
The first clue for this one then is John Parry.
No.
Second clue, Mary Malone.
No.
Third clue, Lee Scoresby. Gareth?
His Dark Materials.
Yeah, well done.
Wow. I knew Mary Malone.
Damn. This isn't good.
Right. I like this.
Next one, question 4. Your first clue is owl.
No.
No.
Not fancy a guess?
Winnie the Pooh?
He's got it.
I just saw the Disney version then of the owl character popped up in my head.
Yeah, so the other ones were Rabbit, Kanga, Piglet, and Tigger on that one.
I want to go into a kangaroo.
Wow.
I think this one's a bit more tricky now.
Yeah.
Question 5, first clue is Dr. Dorian.
Oh.
That rings a bell.
Oh. Go on, James. You want to guess?
I don't know why it rings a bell. So I can't guess.
Yeah, not me as well.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, no.
No.
Go on.
No. Second clue is Templeton.
Damn. Templeton. No. Not for me.
James?
No.
It's good for the people listening.
Okay. Third clue, Fern Arable.
Wow. Fern Arable. No.
No.
No. Okay. Fourth clue, Wilbur.
Oh, Wilbur. Oh, God. What the hell is Wilbur? Oh. That's really annoying. That's so annoying. Wilbur. Oh, I'm going to not kill myself. No, I can't do it.
Come on.
Last clue, Charlotte A. Kavatica. Gareth?
Charlotte's Web?
Yeah, well
I
done.
just
Wilbur.
thought of that then.
Yeah. Wow. Well done. I like that one. Of course.
How many points has Gareth got now?
A lot.
18.
And how many questions left?
5. So it's still
I'm
25
gonna
points to
guess.
play for.
Straight away out, really.
Just go for Just guess a children's book.
Okay.
Question 6. Your first one is Prince Pondicherry.
No idea.
No.
Shrek.
No.
No.
No. Good guess though.
No. I haven't got any clue whatsoever.
Okay. Second clue is Arthur Slugworth.
Oh wow, that's really annoying. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Well done.
Ooh.
I would say at this point, Gareth has an unassailable lead.
I want a whitewash. That's what I'm aiming for.
It's coming out by
Questions.
the parents on the podcast.
Question 7. Your first clue is Mr. Sowerbury.
No. No.
No. No.
Second clue is Mr. Bumble.
It's not.
Oliver Twist.
Yes, well done.
That's alright, I wasn't going to say that.
Other ones for that one were Nancy, Fagin, and Artful Dodger.
We'll get with Fagin.
Yeah.
I couldn't use Oliver Twist's name as a clue
No, I get too much of a giveaway.
for that one. Question 8. First one is Ricky Tikki Tavi.
Ricky Tikki Tavi. Ricky Tikki Tavi. Jungle Book.
Gareth. Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry, James. I didn't expect it to be like this.
Can we do a quiz on International Pac-Man Day?
Next
time.
week,
What?
next time I'm on, I'm going to research anime and we'll do a quiz on that.
God, thanks.
What were the other ones for the Jungle Book? What was the one I just got? Jungle Book. Yeah.
Ricky Tikki Tavi was the first one. Other ones were Akela, Bagheera, Shere Khan, and Mowgli.
Nice.
Please get me books.
I think I've ruined this for everyone.
Question 9. First clue is the caterpillar. James.
Is it the Hungry Caterpillar?
You fell into my trap there.
So,
Is it James with the Giant Peach?
No, that's another good guess though.
Oh, let's do another one.
Second one, the white rabbit.
woo.
James.
Is it Alice in Wonderland?
Yeah.
Well done.
Well done, James. No whitewash.
Never read it. Never seen it. I just know it is a rabbit. Flinked it.
That one was difficult because so many of those characters are iconic. So the ones after that were Queen of Hearts, the Mad Hatter, and then Alice. And
Yeah.
that wasn't the difficult one.
I got 4 points.
Yeah.
Chance to double it now with the last question. Your first clue is Reginald Curry.
Reginald Curry, that rings a bell again. Nope.
No. Is it? No. No idea.
Second clue, Aunt Lucy.
No.
That really rings a bell. Okay, no.
Okay. No.
Third clue, Samuel Gruber.
This is really annoying.
The only group I know is from Die Hard. Hans and Simon.
When you get the
Samuel
answer,
the
you'll
cousin.
realise how close they are with each other.
No. Yeah, there you go.
No, sorry.
Okay, for the fourth one, Jonathan and Judy Brown.
I don't know.
Judy Brown.
It feels like it's a Ronald Dahl story again. That's what I got a feeling.
Like the witches. And the twits. I don't know.
No.
What's the last one?
Henry Brown.
Oh, I don't know this one. A tiger comes to tea.
Not a million miles away.
Henry Brown.
Don't know, Richard.
No.
Okay, that one was Paddington Bear.
Ah, yes. Of course. Reginald.
No. Didn't have a clue.
Well done, Richard. That was good.
Well done, Gareth. With gritted teeth.
Oh, dear. 2-2. I like it.
I won't tell you the
interesting.
final score.
Yeah, no, we know it's...
I got hammered.
Yeah.
I can accept it. But next time,
anime quiz.
Oh, my God.
Of that, man. Or,
oh, dear. Well,
gaming even.
yeah.
Just the names of games. I'll check them out.
I'm going to use Neil's list again next time I'm on and see what I can come up with.
Thank you, Richard. That's brilliant quiz as always.
Yes, Richard. Enjoyed it.
Now, before we go, things we're looking forward to next week in this next between the 3rd and the 10th of April. What have you got, James?
The weirdest WrestleMania ever.
Oh, yeah.
Filmed in a very small location with no crowd. Pre-recorded. So that's on this weekend. And basically all the advertised matches, some of them probably won't go as planned because a lot of the wrestlers have pulled out.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting.
Why did they pull it?
Right, well, money.
Yeah.
Probably because they'll get on the network and WWE Network and get eyes on it. And because Vince McMahon's just a bit weird.
I think with the storylines they've got as well, they sort of have to keep it going because the regular scheduled programs are going to be continuing.
Sort of. I don't know why they are. I mean, I think it's detrimental to the storylines. They should just call it a day and wait. I don't know about you, but I've not really enjoyed it that much without the crowd.
Just too surreal.
Are they just doing all their talk and stuff, but you can hear everything?
Yeah.
So are they still like talking like they're trying to rev up the crowd?
Oh yeah, they're still cutting promos like there's someone they're talking to. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's weird times.
I kind of want to watch it. We have no audience there.
You can get a free trial.
Yeah.
7 days.
Because you're going to just hear everything, aren't you? You're going to hear sort of thuds, everything. Wow.
You're going to hear them talking to each other about what they're going to do next.
Yeah.
It's going to be weird.
Yeah.
I've noticed to get the commentators to speak a bit louder to cover it up. And they cut to stuff when they know they're going to be talking.
Yeah.
It's quite clever in that way, but it's weird.
Good.
I don't know what it's going to be like.
So looking forward to that. Richard, what have you got?
The same. I'm going to be watching WrestleMania. It's over 2 nights though as well for the first time. So it's just going to be a very weird one.
Yeah.
Also, Resi 3 is out now.
Yeah.
Because we're recording this.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. And obviously the Final Fantasy VII remake.
I think I'm going to get that. I'm quite interested because I played it back in 97 or whatever it was. That's the last time I played it on my PlayStation 1.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved it then. I don't think I got to the end. I think I got to the 4th disc. And it was so hard, one of the battles, I couldn't get any further. So I'm kind of curious about it. I think I might get it after I've done Death Stranding. I think that would be it. Which could be...
How much have you got on Death Stranding, do you think?
Oh, I've got loads to do. I think I'm only I literally spent yesterday, I went back onto it yesterday. I'm really enjoying it. Because I just kind of like just wandered around. But I just literally walked around for ages delivering a pizza. Like an hour and a half through this rocky terrain. I was like, yeah, I'm all right with this.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful game. It's a beautiful looking game. But yeah, so yeah, that's another one. I think Final Fantasy would be good, wouldn't it? Be interesting. Okay, this is it. That's it. Thank you so much, both of you two. Where can we find you, Richard, if we want to talk?
I'm at Dobbo1912 on Twitter.
Good. What about you, James?
I'm at OKidUKO on Twitter and Instagram.
And you can get us all on the Xbox Hub stuff. Please subscribe. Also look at all the YouTube stuff. And also, if you leave a comment, especially on the iTunes or anything like that, and give us a star system, we really appreciate it. And we will see you next week. Thank you both of you, and see you later on. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
You've been listening to the official podcast of TheXboxHub.com. You'll be able to find all the notes of this show at www.TheXboxHub.com/podcast. You can also check out our social feeds on Instagram and Twitter at The Xbox Hub, and search for The Xbox Hub on Facebook.